Transformers, defenders of truth, robots who fight in disguise. Transformers.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Titans Return Legend Class Kickback. For the package, you got a really cool image of Kickback on the card, with a whole bunch of other Insecticons flying around, which is kind of cool. And then an open display fully showcasing the figure within. On the back of the package, you got images of both his robot and insect form, and it says this Insecticon lures allies, then turns on them for his own gain. See that he transforms in 9 steps, and it also makes babies 0 to 3 cry. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Kickback opened up out of his packaging and obviously in his grasshopper mode or whatever kind of insect this is. And this is absolutely terrific. We finally now have all of the Insecticons. I remember quite distinctly back, I want to say it was like 2 years ago when we got then Scrapnel, who was Shrapnel, and we didn't know if we were going to get the rest of the actual Insecticons. Well, fast forward a year later, we got Bombshell, and then a year from then is now, and here we have Kickback, and they're all absolutely terrific, and it's great to finally complete the trio. Taking a closer look at the figure, as you can see, as I said, he's a grasshopper or like a locust, something like that. I'm not 100% sure what kind of insect it is, but very, very accurate looking. This guy looks great. The only thing that I think some people were probably put off about would be the clear, lucent yellow wings as well as the chest. I don't think it really looks all that bad. I actually kind of like it. Now, some people would probably prefer silver or maybe chrome on it, but I think it looks perfectly fine. You have that very kind of grasshopper look here with the head. You got the little antenna, you have the little arms here on the main part of his body. These are not articulated, he can't do anything really with that, they just kind of sit there, but I don't think that's all that bad. His back legs here, you do have the ball joint right here. These also will be the legs in his robot mode, so you do get some articulation there. The wings also, you can see you got a little ball joint right there, so they can flex a little forward and back right there. It's a little bit harder to see, but you can there you go, you can kind of see it moving forward and back. But then it also has a hinge, so you can move it independently of the little ball joint. Not a lot, and mostly it's for the transformation, but you can do a little bit of it. You got his little back section right down here, makes up the rest of his body. I'm not a scientist. I do not know what the different body parts are on here, but in general, it really does nail that look. I think it absolutely is terrific. Now, you can actually open this up, and you got a little cockpit in there. And all the other Insecticons kind of had a little bit of a gimmick. Bombshell transformed into a gun for the Combiner Wars. Scrapnel came with a little mini-con dude. Because Kickback here is a part of the Titans Return, you can actually take a Titan Master and kind of fit him in here. He doesn't actually fit in there all that well, to be honest. I mean, you kind of have to wedge him in there a little bit, put his legs on kind of an angle, but you can get him actually sitting in there, which is kind of funny because the Insecticons were part of the Diaclone line, and you can use the little Diaclone men to kind of ride around in them, which I thought was kind of cool. So it's neat that they kind of carried that on with this. And for a comparison, here he is next to Scrapnel and Bombshell. And one point of complaint for some people would be what they did differently with the yellow. As you can see, you got a completely different yellow here than what you had with Bombshell, where this is a little bit more orangish compared to the yellow on here. And then you go to Kickback, who really deviates completely and has this clear lucent piece. So I think that people would prefer a more uniform color for it, but I don't really think it looks all that bad. I like them being a little bit different because it adds a little bit more character to each one, but I do get the actual gripe. I would be happy if it all matched, but it's not a deal breaker for me. Now to transform them, first what you want to do is come around here to the legs here. You just take these and you rotate these down and kind of according the back section in at the same time. So you tuck this in like that, and then this section right here you bend, and that kind of creates a little bit of a heel, and you basically have his legs done. Then come down here to these little arms, bring these back just like so. You can then take the little wings and you can rotate those around like that. Like I said, those little ball joints there kind of help out, and then you can hinge this back a little bit, give it a little bit more of a swooped back look for the actual wings. And then down here, you just take these little sections, separate these, swivel these out to the side, and then they swivel up, and then you want to rotate at the shoulder and then lock it in along the actual shoulder section. So again, bring that up, rotate that around, lock that in, then you rotate these, bring in the actual lower portion of the arm into place. Take the whole insect head, this will detach, rotate all the way back, take this, rotate this, and then spin that around just like so. You can then position these kind of how you want, but there you have Kickback in his robot mode. And this guy is just really so much awesome. I mean, I talked about in my review of Gnaw that, they really do hit home runs with their Legend class figures now. And that's why some of what was going on with Gnaw was a bit of a letdown. Especially when you take a look at this guy. It's just so right in so many different aspects. I guess you could say that maybe his arms are a little bit long. I mean, they do kind of have a gorilla arm kind of look, but it's really not too bad. A lot of it is just because they're kind of scrawny looking. But all in all, really very nice. Good, clean backpack here. You got the insect head. You have the wings that can kind of be there as well. I guess some people would maybe like the wings a little bit more inward towards the shoulder area, but I think for what they had to work with, this comes across fairly decently. Really nice face sculpt as well. You got some nice silver paint. You got the nice Decepticon logo there. Again, you got that little chest piece, which I'm not bothered at all by the fact that it's, the clear lucent plastic. Obviously, you got the purple and the black color, which is very iconic for the Insecticons. Also, when you transform them, you get a little bit more silver paint here in the legs. You got the silver there. You got some yellow. All in all, though, just really very solid looking figure. Now, for his articulation, the head actually looks left and right. The antennae here are a little bit big, but it works because it matches with, the insect mode. So you can rotate those left and right. You can kind of see that they're pinned in here, but they don't really actually move independently of the head. That's mostly just they pin to facilitate the up and down for the actual transformation. So while you can rotate it, the transformation also allows you to move it up and down. He's got ball joints here at the shoulder, so you get a nice range of motion there. The elbows have that same ball joint as well. Nothing at the waist, but the hips are on ball joints, so you get a nice range of motion there. The knees also are on ball joints, so you can rotate that and then you can swivel it out, I guess. It is fairly tight when you're rotating it, so I would be a little bit careful. But really, for a figure this size, that's really all you need, and I think that he just really does look great. Now, for a comparison, here he is. And here he is with his other Insecticon buddies, Scrapnel and Bombshell. And again, very nice, consistent look, and especially the size for them. They all match perfectly. And while, yes, the yellow colors are different, the purple and the black really does look good and it creates a bit of cohesion between them. And just for another comparison, here are all the Insecticons with the new Titans Return Voyager class Megatron. And again, scale-wise, I think these guys fit perfectly. They should be smaller than the rest of the Decepticons, and I think as legend-sized figures, they work great. Now, the transformation back can actually be a little bit finicky to do. First, what you do, rotate the head, and then angle it back at the neck. From here, you can actually then bring the little insect head up, and then you can see that the little ears actually kind of groove in to some gaps here in the actual head. Then come down to the arms, separate them from the hips, and rotate them down just like so. Come around here to the back. You can then kind of swivel these arms down a little bit more, and then rotate the little insect arms out just like that. Then bring these arms all the way in, and you really have to make sure that you get these in the proper sort of position. You want to kind of rotate them where this top section of the actual shoulder is kind of facing down. Then you want to rotate these little pieces around, getting the little tab sections where, let's see where it is, there we go. Rotate that around, and then you can actually bring these two sections together, and then you want to kind of angle them up a little bit here at the actual elbow. They tab together, and then you kind of have to fiddle with it to make sure that they lock in very securely, but you want to make sure that you have it a little bit bent here, and then getting the back section here kind of up and in towards the body area. From here, you can then take the little wings, rotate those up, spin them around, hinge those up, spin them around, and then come to the back section, rotate these, and then rotate this down. Now, if you didn't have the legs at the knee locked into place, when you bend these up and straighten them, it actually kind of tabs into place, which puts it at a perfect position for the insect mode. So if you don't have them actually bent at the knee properly, it gives it a little bit of a weird look. So just make sure you straighten it, and then you'll feel it kind of lock into place. Again, rotate this around, bring this down, straighten that, keep that up like so. Position these legs where you're going to want them, and there you have Kickback back in his insect mode. Overall though, a really great figure. It does get a little bit tricky in getting the arms to tab together when you're transforming him into his insect mode, but all in all, really very fun. I think they nailed the look for him in both insect and robot mode. I do understand the complaint about the clear lucent wings in the chest, but to me it really isn't a deal breaker and actually adds to the uniqueness of this character. The purple and the black really does match nicely with the other Insecticons, but that yellow really does kind of differentiate them, as the yellow does with the other Insecticons. I love seeing what Hasbro's able to do with some of the smaller characters in this actual Legend scale. They really have improved the Legend figures to be really wonderful, viable figures that collectors want in their displays. And having all three of the Insecticons really is pretty cool. So Kickback here will be hitting various retail locations fairly soon. So if you're looking for them, good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, there's Big Bad Toy Store. So all you have to do for that is click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to BBTS where you can check out availability on this guy as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformers Titans Return figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been optibotimus. Don't forget that if you like this video, to please like and share it. It goes a long way towards helping me out. Also be sure to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That way you get instant email notifications whenever I upload a new video, and you never miss out on a future review of mine. Or if you're already subscribed, make sure you click on that little bell on my homepage, and double check to make sure your settings are set so that you get those email notifications. And as always, until next time, be excellent to each other.
Know it's your best when the going gets rough. You've been put to the test.